The presentation will be presented by Lynn Yanru Liu, and she is the assistant course chair lecturer of Fuzhou University of International Studies and Trade, and also she had her master in University of Glasgow and at applied drama and psychology, and so her subject title is the drama education in higher education in China, taking a non-professional teacher training program as example. So, Lynn, now is your time.
Thank you, Dr. Miao and Mr. Friedel, if I didn't pronounce it wrong, for posting those wonderful questions. I really like the idea of localization because that's exactly what I'm doing. So here I am sharing a little bit of my thoughts. Okay, so can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello from China and everyone. Just want to say a big thank you for your wonderful sharing that had really helped me gain lots of insights about drama education all around the world. And we've really come a long way. And I'm here to take your attention slightly away from drama education with the children in compulsory education, but we are looking at higher education and hopefully to add some notes to the scene with what I summarized in 3 quick highlights. How to not only drama with undergraduates, but to train teachers to be, and not necessarily drama teachers, and how I stuff as much as possible in just one subject. So here's what's going to happen in the next 29 minutes. Okay. A little bit of who am I, and that might explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. Currently, I am working as a lecturer in Fuzhou University of International Studies and Trade. Thanks, Mr. Miao, for introducing me. And I'm also taking the role as assistant course chair in the major of primary education. I had 10 years of learning journey back in Singapore and then later in the UK. And that had really boosted my research interest in psychology and applied drama, specifically drama in educational settings. Back in 2014, when I first got to know about applied drama, I couldn't get much info in Chinese terms, not like how much involved we are now with the help of IDEA, and we had such a big family. So yeah, it's great. It's such a great pleasure. So as the sharing earlier on, we had seen that the scene of applied drama had evolved so much that drama education has been implemented in the compulsory curriculum in China under National Compulsory Education Curriculum Standards, the 2022 edition. This has also drawn attention to the needs of aesthetic education, I think, away from the industrialized, the fast-paced development of the society, from the more the subject-specific and test-driven studying, but into a more integrated and self-directed learning for a more holistic development of our children with dramatic and aesthetic senses. And I think I heard some sharings from teachers from Hungary, Budapest. They're also doing teacher training programs. And I know that Mr. Miao is also currently conducting training program in Sichuan, Tianfu institutes, something, which I think are really meaningful. But of course, there is a huge gap in terms of resources, as we just mentioned, the teachers, I think. From my humble research experience, the demographic of our drama teachers are as follows. Some are from higher education institutions that have drama education major, but it is only based in Beijing, in Shanghai, and also Sichuan, those more developed cities. And also majority of the drama teachers are either they graduated from music or performing arts, or they pursue an informal study of drama out of self-interest. So they learn through workshops and short-term courses, and they're doing incredible freelance work in their local cities, but they're on their own, they're just solos. That is to say, very few teachers have been professionally trained from theory to practice. that also explains why a lot of the work of drama education based in China still focus a lot more on the performing arts. Because we can see the results and it is product based, right? And it's less on the process. That is to say, taking drama as a tool to make learning happens. So I guess that's my point of view regarding the localization. So how do we use drama to teach? I really wanted to make things happen in my faculty, in my college. So I took a small step to open this elective course named 中外戏剧教育外加, translated as Drama Education in Chinese and Western Contexts. So my students, they majored in arts education, specifically in music, with little to none drama experiences. The class size was huge, about 40 plus, and the course length was about 16 weeks. That's about 2 consecutive lessons that lasts 95 minutes per week. At first, I really struggled because there's so much more to learn, but since this is the first step that I took, so I narrow it down to just one purpose, which is to raise awareness of drama education from 0 to 1, from nothing to something. Therefore, the aim of my class is to, firstly, to raise awareness, to know that drama education exists apart from speech and drama and the performing arts. Aim 2 is to understand the whys, the logic behind drama education. And to make them see that interaction, improvisation, and even transformation can happen during the class. I really like the saying that my teacher in Singapore shared, the saying that drama actually turn spectator into actors, learning by doing, right? That's how learning happens. And I also want them to know what and how. So what types of or forms of drama education or the forms of conventions, drama games, activities, techniques that can be used in the classroom, and how to design the basic structure of a drama class. So since this course is dedicated to music teachers, so how drama can be implemented into music lessons. So just a short note, in the music curriculum, there is a small topic, I think, called little musicals. So the music teachers are supposed to sort of devise a drama or a theatrical piece during music lessons. So it's already linked. Okay, and at the end, all these teachers are supposed to design a music drama lesson with the use of various dramatic tools, conventions. These aims and objectives were built upon 5 main themes in this undergraduate course, from theory to practice. I really want them to work based on strong theoretical background, where I provide lots of reading tasks complementary to the class. For example, I introduce a lot of excellent works, like I do a lot of readings and I share these readings with my students. And also I introduces keywords and ideas like the ideology of safe space, black box, and practice throughout the course. It is also important that they know about the forms of drama education, as you can see from the center picture, where I summarize the spectrum based on my research and my prior working experiences. So drama in education, theater in education, theater of the oppressed, form theater, and so on, how all this can happen during a drama class, and also the basic structure, conventions, activities that a teacher can use to structure the class. I also take some effort to equip devising. Acting and also performing and improvising skills in addition to musical establishments. As teachers, it is not only important to be able to teach, but also to feedback on learning. So I also looked at how to evaluate and assess learning in drama comparative to formal assessments. And the fact that there is no how well you do in drama, but maybe how involved you are and the progression you've made during your learning. So the 16 weeks journey lays out as follows. I've selected 5 distinctive and well-known, somehow easier to catch up on forms to build their knowledge and experiences by doing demonstrations. So they themselves were spectators and they are involved as actors, learning by doing, right? And then I will break it down into bits and pieces of formative skills that can add up to something. So I do drama conventions, acting, performing skills, just to strengthen their skills. And also 1/3 of this course were used to do as course assessments. Again, I try to force them to quickly adopt the skills and pushing them to try what is learned. I designed 2 ways of assessments dedicated to 2 different paths. The more educational part, which is to conduct a music drama lesson solo. So they select the themes from the curriculum, the textbooks, and they redesign the lesson. Or the more performing sides, so the more theatrical side to showcase a performance using devising, scripting, directing, lighting, and everything. But both of them all original and from scratch. You might wonder how does it turn out, right? So I think the experiential classroom really does the work by giving lots of examples and tryouts. As you can see from this table, I used numerous text stories and themes, those folk tales or current issues or text from the textbooks that demonstrate how open and yet inclusive drama can be. I try to keep it closer to the curriculum, so it is practical and obvious how to incorporate drama into different circumstances, into different curriculums. And also, I want to show you a snapshot about how we're doing. So as you can see, we have roles on the wall, freeze frames, conscious alley, teacher in role, and also traditional performing arts. Yes, I took them out of the classroom setting into the theater and to watch our local opera. I think it is also important to immerse them in the theatrical setting, right? So, and also I want to give you a quick glance about how I deliver a demonstration class. This was Theater of the Oppressed, but actually they are not just taking part in the lesson, but they are, while experiencing, they are also noting down how I pile up all the conventions step by steps using the techniques and how I deliver instructions during facilitation. So I will begin the class with some warm-ups. Okay, I will show you the lesson plan. I will begin the class with some warm-ups, okay, and then bring them into the mood of strong emotion, since this is under the theme of Theater of the Oppressed, right? And then I would ask them to test their body for power play. So a lot of the body sculpturing and also improv were based using tables and chairs, and they are supposed to sort of design a power relation using just a very simple setting. And then they are exploring the oppression, the protagonist and the antagonist are starting to form, and the stories, the plots are starting to form. Then I will set them down to conclude the type of oppression that they just explored. Some of them were family, some of them were cyberbullying, some of them were in schools. And then we decide on the topic that using I think roll on the wall. Yes, I use roll on the walls to lead the topic again, narrow it down to bullying in schools. And then later they will come up exploring, devising a play that we did foreign theater for the next class afterwards. So I think they really get a gist of how to originate and to devise an idea from scratch. So that's a demo of how I deliver demonstration classes. And that points out to my next highlight, which I try to make it as practical as possible. But it is also true that they struggled to begin at first. They were starting to have some thoughts on activities, but to structure them up into lesson plan was another thing. So I first tested as a class, and then in groups, and then later in individuals, so that everyone gets an immediate experience of what it's like to conduct and design a lesson. Please ignore my terrible handwriting, but my students were very collaborative, and so they gave out lots of ideas and constructive when doing lesson planning as a class. Once they have come up with 2 or more techniques, we immediately tried on in the class, and we tried to make the facilitation better. After every demonstration classes, I will invite them to feedback and give reflective notes online so that everyone contribute to piercing out my lesson plan. Actually, this lesson plan, I had my copy, but I didn't feed them with a concrete lesson plan, but I asked them to write down the lesson steps and also the intention behind every convention by themselves, so that they really are learning to write the lesson plans throughout the course. And I think AI also helps to organize and align their thoughts, which I think is e-smart, electronic, effective, and efficient. As you can see, we spark lots of discussions and ideas throughout the course, and really they thrive quickly to my surprise. I think we've met the course aims and objectives and achieved a favorable outcome, as I witnessed attitude and behavioral change in their teaching practices, not only being able to plan a lesson, but also to give instructions and directions, and also assessing their peers. They were able to break out of comfort zones. They were able to initiate ideas, interact with each other, and even intervene. They are also graduating this year, and I'm happy to say that some of them also take drama education as the topic for their graduation theses. In all, oh wait, I wanted to show you just a very quick short video about how they just in 16 weeks they learned to conduct a music drama lesson. Not sure if you can see this video, and let me know if you can't hear it. Okay, I try to put down subtitles so that everyone can understand because they're speaking in Chinese. So you hear the background music. She is using the songs they're supposed to teach during this music lesson, and they're doing working games and slowly moving into body sculpture. So they are journalists. And then she turns it into freeze frames. She uses freeze frames to showcases. The topic of the lesson was taking high-speed trains in China to explore around China. So they are in different destinations: Shanghai, Beijing, Xizang, and different parts of China. And there they are showing how they tour around China. So in all, these are the things I think. Okay, wait. Okay, there we go. These are the things that we think we did good at, because I asked them for feedbacks, and they say that yes, they boost interest, and they are really excited about all the different topics and discussions we've made during the class, and they are able to plan lessons with reasonable conventions and logical steps, which I'm really happy to see. And also at the end of 12th week, all of them use all these conventions really well, and their favorite ones were hot sitting, roll on the wall, walking warm-ups, teacher enroll, mentor of the experts, and conscious alley. Yeah, but here comes the critical side, of course. I examined the course, and there is also areas for improvement. It is impossible to say that they can be professionals with just 16 weeks of training. I myself is not a mature facilitator myself, and it's also very sad to see that there is no follow-up courses before and after, because this is an elective course opened by myself, and I think I'm the only teacher in school with such background. And the resources were really limited locally. We have freelance communities, but um, both in terms of skills development and social outreach, I think is really limited. So far, they've learned. So far, what they have learned, those conventions, those drama games and techniques might help them some way, but in the bigger picture, they still meet obstacles in real life primary school setting. The children, the class, and classroom size. We usually have 50 to 60 students in just one class. So it's a huge population in just one class. And with 40 minutes, it is kind of hard to really deliver music together with drama, or to just do one drama lesson on its own. It has to be consecutive, right? And also personally, I was also hoping for other subject students like Chinese, math, science students to take this elective. But the truth is, in my school, they have too much classes to take on. So as you can see, we have awareness, but it's not so much. And a personal reflection for myself is I still have a lot more to learn. And today is a wonderful step I take. And I really, really want to receive advices, comments, feedbacks, or professional views from the field. So please let me know how to improve and make drama teacher training better. I know there is going to be a Q&A session later on, so I really hope to hear from everyone. Let me know how I can improve my course design. Okay, I think that will be the end of my presentation. Yay!
Lynn, I'm intrigued with the concept of non-professional teacher training program. So yeah, can you expound more on that? Maybe I wasn't able to pick it up correctly in your presentation. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so a brief intro of my school then. So in my faculty, there are four majors. One is for primary school, the other one is for art education, and then they also have preschool education, and then there is another one teaching Chinese to foreigners. So there are four majors, and currently I'm working under the sector of primary education, but I'm also teaching courses, like I just mentioned, to art education. But to be honest, they don't have drama related subjects. So my class was the only class that's related to drama. So so my students were not designed to be drama teachers, but because of what we were required as the curriculum, and also because right now drama has really gained attention all around the world, and people do see the power that we can achieve using dramatic tools. So right now they are really gaining more sort of raising awareness that okay, we need to teach them something about drama. So they are non-professional in the sense that they are not trained drama teachers, but they are supposed to be sort of equipped with dramatic teaching skills, or using the strategies to teach.